Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into a classic C-sharp coding question, one that's been racking up views on Stack Overflow for years. We're talking over 800,000 views. And that question is, what is the real difference between select and select many?
So here's our game plan. We're going to kick things off with a super common problem, then bring in our two main tools, Select and SelectMany, to see how they stack up. After that, we'll level up with an advanced technique, and finally, we'll wrap it all up with a simple guide on which one to use and when. All right, let's jump right in with a scenario that I promise you every single developer has banged their head against at some point, the dreaded list of lists. Yeah, this is the core of it, isn't it? You've got your data, but it's nested, kind of like those Russian nesting dolls. And your job is to get all the little dolls out and line them up in one simple, single row. So to make this super clear, let's imagine we've got a list of people. Simple enough. But each person in that list has their own list of phone numbers. Our goal? We just want one single flat list of all the phone numbers from everyone. Okay, so let's try to solve this. Our first instinct, and probably what most of us would reach for, is our good old friend Select. Now, the most important thing to get about Select is that it's all about a one-to-one relationship. For every one item you give it, you get exactly one item back. You can change what that item looks like, transform it, but you can't change the count. One in, one out. So if we apply this to our problem, the code looks pretty straightforward. We take our list of people, and for each person, we select their list of phone numbers. Makes sense, right? What could go wrong? Well, this is where we hit a snag. And it perfectly shows the problem. We wanted that one simple flat list of phone numbers. But because select is one-to-one, for each person we put in, we got one thing out, and that one thing was their list of phone numbers. So now we're stuck with a list of lists. Not what we wanted at all.
And this is the exact moment where our second tool, SelectMany, gets to be the hero of the story. It's built for this exact situation. You see that keyword right there, flattens? That's the magic. Unlike select, SelectMany is smart. It knows you're handing it a bunch of collections, and its whole purpose is to unpack them all and merge the contents into one single, beautiful, flat sequence. And you know what's great? The fix is unbelievably easy. We use the same logic, the same lambda expression, we just swap the method name. We replace select with SelectMany. That's it, and bam! With just that one tiny change, we get exactly what we were looking for from the start, a single, flat list of every single phone number. SelectMany does all the heavy lifting of unpacking and combining those inner lists for us. Problem solved.
But wait, there's more, because just flattening a list is only scratching the surface. The real secret weapon of SelectMany is one of its special overloads.
So what happens when you need more context? You've got your flat list of phone numbers, but what if you need to know whose phone number it is? You want to create a new list that pairs the person's name with each of their numbers. Well, that's where this overload comes in. It's like a superpower that lets you see both the parent, the person, and the child, the phone number, at the very same time. And here is how it works, right inside the one command. First, you do what we did before. You tell it which collection to flatten. But then you add a second function. This is the result selector. It gives you two variables to play with, one for the parent object and one for the current child object from that inner list. Then you can just create a brand new object, cherry-picking the data you want from both. And look at the result. It's just perfect. You get one clean, flat collection of new objects that has everything you need. Here, you can see the name Hagas, Sydney, pair it up with each of the entries in his list, Scruffy and Sam. And then Ashkenazi, Ronan, is paired with Walker and Sugar. It's all combined, clean, and incredibly useful. Okay, so let's bring it all home. How do you decide which one of these to use when you're writing your own code? Honestly, it boils down to a really simple question. Ask yourself, am I doing a one-to-one mapping? For every item coming in, do I want exactly one item coming out? If the answer is yes, Select is your tool. But the second your transformation creates a list of things for each item and you want to combine all those lists into one, that is your signal. That is when you reach for Select Many.
And I absolutely love this quote from the original Stack Overflow discussion. If you've ever dabbled in functional programming, this is a fantastic mental shortcut. Select is just your basic map function, but Select Many, that's flat map. It does the map and then it does the flatten all in one go.
It's really incredible when you think about it. It has been 16 years since this question was first asked, and it is still one of the most essential go-to resources for C# developers trying to get this right. It just goes to show how fundamental this concept really is. And this leaves us with one final interesting thought to chew on. We've seen just how powerful Select Many is for going from a parent collection down to its children. But is that always the best way? As one person pointed out in the discussion, sometimes it might actually be more efficient to flip the problem on its head and start your query from the child side. Just some food for thought for your next project.